All right. Hello, hello, hello. Everybody that is watching us live on. Uh-oh. My bad. All right. Everybody that is watching us live on YouTube. First and foremost, we want to say hello. We're super excited to have you guys with us today as we dive into a brand new month. Um, you guys give me 1 second and let me fix my other screen real quick. And then we gonna dive right in it. There we go. Okay. So, good evening, YouTube. Welcome to Talk Tuesday, y'all, a series that is dedicated to empowering youth and families. This series is brought to you by Steps Foundation, Inc., where advocacy meets education for the betterment of young minds. I am Abigail Ellis, your host and founder of Steps Foundation, Inc. Throughout March, we'll be shining the spotlight on an incredible legacy of resilience in women's history. You know, y'all, look, it's Women's History Month. So we could not bypass this month without highlighting some of the significant improvements and changes and developments over the course of the years, y'all. So join us as we explore the stories of remarkable women who have overcome adversity, right? Who have shattered barriers, broken down the walls, and have left incredible stories of and legacies behind for us to enjoy and continue talking about. As we embark on this journey, I am super excited to have the co-hosts up here with us. Some of you have seen these wonderful faces, and then of course some of these faces are brand new to you. And so with that being said, I'm going to take that moment to allow them to introduce themselves. And I'm going to start with who I see right now on the left side of me, and that is Caesar, my boy. Come on, Caesar.
What's good, man? So my name's Caesar. I'm a mentor, artist, son, brother. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm a lot of things to be honest with you. But I'm a good friend, but I just what's gonna say? Oh yeah, that's about it. I don't know.
I love it. And Caesar, yes, you are all those things. And I just love having you here. Tell them where to find you because listen, Caesar is an artist, y'all. So Caesar, where can they find the artwork?
You can find it on Instagram or TikTok. Mars 300 Art is the username. And yeah, I mean, I do a lot of things. Like this month is Women's History Month. I was trying to do a drawing for Women's History Month. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah.
Okay, so Caesar, when you finish that drawing, we're gonna need you to like share that drawing
Yeah, for
live.
sure. For sure,
Look,
for sure.
I'm here for it. Let's go. Yes, thank you so much, Caesar. On the other side of me, listen. Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark.
Hey everyone, my name is Mark. I guess I'm a nonprofit professional now, but we work together with Abigail. I'm one of her team members. I think the topic we're going to discuss this month is an awesome one because my family is all women. I was raised by a single mother. I have three sisters. I'm the only boy in the family. So I think it would be an awesome opportunity for us to recognize some of the great things that women have done. And I'll be here to pitch in, and it will be awesome. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for being here. Listen, y'all. I got two powerhouses on. Look, if you don't know these ladies, what are you even doing? So listen, Sid, Melissa, come through and tell the people who you are and what you do.
It depends on the day and what hat I'm wearing. So, everyone, my name is Melissa Myers. I am the founder of Just Right Consulting. Just Right Consulting was founded on providing career development services for individuals in the community. With over 20 years of recruiting experience, I saw there was a disconnect in the community with individuals knowing how to write a resume, give an interview, or even dressing for the part, right? So that's what birthed JWC. And if you are in need of any services, please feel free to visit my website. That's JUSTWRITE consulting.org, and we'll be here to service you.
Listen, y'all, Melissa is my heart. Look, she has been partnered with Steps Foundation for 5 years. This has been 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we coming into year 5, so I guess 4.5 years, y'all. But listen, it's like 5 years to us, because she been with us since the very beginning, and I couldn't have asked for a better partner. I mean, when I say stepping in to help our students and families, I can't thank you enough for all the things that you do for us and with us. Look, it's a beautiful partnership, and I'm so grateful to have you with us. Thank you.
I'm so honored to have not just a partnership, but a sisterhood. You know,
Yes.
It started off as business and it became as a sisterhood. So you can't get rid of me, Abby. Neither can you, Caesar. So
I love it. Look, because you can't get rid of us either, because we're going to always, I know where you stay. Listen.
Literally, she does, guys. She'll show up on my front doorstep, yes.
Listen, look, but I absolutely love it, because that's what it's all about, right? We talk many times about building relationships and the power of networking and what that looks like. And we try to mimic that in every way so that people understand what that powerhouse can look like if you just stay the course. So thank you for always like showing up, delivering, and just being that expert in the field to share information with our students and our families. I appreciate you more than you know.
My pleasure.
Listen, y'all, this other face, if you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, y'all just saw her face go out literally a couple days ago, because she is, what is she, Mark? What's the name of her?
She's our empowerment story of the month.
Boom. The empowerment story of the month. Come on, Ruchi, who is also one of our phenomenal board members.
Oh, thank you, Abby. I couldn't do it without your phenomenal leadership. You are amazing. Is the prompt like talking about what I do and just about, okay. So I am an attorney in Orlando, Florida. I have experience working with nonprofits and fundraising for them. Right now I'm an attorney at Lida Law. And so I do a lot of corporate law, nonprofit law, like I mentioned, and a little bit of estate planning now. So yeah, that's me.
And when I tell y'all she bad at what she do, and bad in a good way, so not that she horrible at her job, she is amazing at what she do. And I can tell you guys that it is a blessing to have her as part of our team. She is such a breath of fresh air. Look, she brings such a positive mindset and attitude when she shows up every time. And I'm so grateful to have her and all the other women, because look, we are a women-driven board.
We're a sisterhood. Like
not because I went just specifically looking for women, but y'all, we are a woman powerhouse. What can I say? They were drawn, and they rock their jobs, and I so appreciate you guys for what you do. But Ruchi, I definitely appreciate you for all that you do and taking the time and just pouring into our organization the way that you do. So thank you.
Thank you, Abby. I'm so happy to be here. I love all of you guys.
Listen, look, this is what it's all about. And like, as you guys heard the words sisterhood is such a powerful word, because I think a lot of people just assume that sisterhood means that you have to be blood related, and it's so much more. You find family outside of blood many times. And when I say I am surrounded by amazing women doing amazing things and making history while they're doing it, and you ladies, I mean, and I'm gonna tell y'all, there are some ladies in the background, like y'all don't see their faces, but I got other ladies on here too that they doing some phenomenal things behind the scenes, Hey, Geneva. Hey, Samantha. Hey, Mama.
Hello.
So I so appreciate y'all too for everything that you guys do in the background. You guys are pivotal to where we are and where we're going. So thank you guys for showing up on a daily and doing those things. Y'all ready for today's topic in question? Caesar, because I'm just dying for you to give me my phrase. But today's discussion, y'all, is all about the legacy of resilience. So before I even ask the question, I kind of want to touch on what resilience is for those young ones who may be listening and don't understand what that means. And so resilience really is just the ability to adapt and bounce back in the face of adversity or the face of trauma or in an extremely stressful situation. So it's how you recover from a difficult circumstance or situation. And so as we ask questions that are revolving resilience, I just kind of wanted to make sure that people understood what the word meant. So first questions first. How do you think the legacy of resilience in women's history continues to inspire and empower women today? I love these thinking faces. Look, I love it. Come on, Mark. I see you. Come on, Mark.
Well, because I'm so passionate about international affairs, I think the woman that I want to mention here is Malala Yousafzai. I don't know if we know, but I'm sure people know Malala got targeted in Taliban with an acid attack on her face because she was advocating for education in Afghanistan under the Taliban regime. And, I love international affairs. That's my degree. So she's always spoken about. I think to answer that question, examples are very important.
Yes.
For example, Malala, because of her work, has created a whole movement that fights for education, for women education in the Middle East. And in countries such as Somalia, where that is, ideologically not allowed. So I think, resilience and all these amazing women are incredible role models for future generations to, also pursue the same passions, but also to show other women that you can also do it. Just because someone else, has done it, that also means that you can also do it. And it gives confidence and it gives inspiration. And I just had to shout out that wonderful woman because I've just been fascinating with her for, since the incident.
Thank you so much, Mark, for sharing that. And I think I agree with you. Examples are so important. And I think sometimes when people are looking for like, what does that resilience look like? They need a face to that, right? They need a name. So I appreciate you for sharing that story because that is such a powerful story. Anybody else?
I think in terms of when we're speaking about resilience and as we're going through certain things in our lives, it's very important that we as women that have been through certain situations in our lives and that have made it through, even when we were in that situation, we felt like we weren't going to make it, but we made it through. It's very important that we reach back to those that's coming behind us, right? To encourage them, to show them like, hey, tell your testimony, tell what you've been through, tell the struggles, right? And as we're pouring into these young women and these women that's coming behind us, and that's going to in turn take our place, right? To show them no matter what you go through, you're going to make it, you're going to push through. If I made it, so can you. And look at the position that I'm in today, right? So it's very important that we reach back and share our stories. Sometimes we may be embarrassed by our stories, but at the same time, there's somebody out there that needs to hear it.
Say that. She's gonna make me bring out the collection plate early. I love it. I love it. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think a lot of times we get so wrapped up in the circumstance that we forget that our story can save somebody else or that our story can inspire somebody else. And I love that you touched on sometimes we get embarrassed by what we're going through. And that's why we stay silent. And I can appreciate that you're saying, hey, continue to share it anyway. Sometimes we don't have to be embarrassed by it because somebody else is dealing with the same thing we're dealing with, y'all. And I think it's a lot of times we just feel like we're suffering alone or that we're going through alone when we don't necessarily have to be alone.
And I think it kind of goes back to like being a sisterhood and being able to be vulnerable with your sisterhood, or even for men, you know, being vulnerable is okay and admitting failure is okay. And tomorrow is, you know, another day, and failure is just one step to making the right choice eventually. And sometimes we have to fall multiple times, you know, and I think all of those things are okay. So I really agree with both of you.
Y'all better come on now. Listen, Samantha, get that collection plate ready with the money because they ready tonight. Come on, Caesar. You gotta say
it. What? You?
You already know you gotta say it.
All right, let me give you. All right, so I gotta give props to Miss Abigail, and I gotta give props to, because I was raised mostly by women, and my whole life, and something weird happened to me a couple months ago. It's not weird, but it's something I'm proud of. My mom saw me talking to you, and she always talks to me about you. Like, see, I talk to her about you, I mean, and because I feel like, and I feel like you are a big reason of why I'm here right now. So, and my mom was talking to her about that. My mom was like, she has opened up more ever since I met you. You get me? Like, ever since I actually decided to change a couple of things in my life and stuff like that. And I think as a woman, she as a woman, she used to hide a lot of things. Which, like Melissa said, she was kind of almost embarrassed of what has happened to her, right? And I think it took a lot of courage for her to actually come out to me and say, well, I don't want to say exactly what she said, but the basics was, it's that she was proud of me and stuff like that. But I'm way more proud of her than she is of me, I think, because she's gone through a lot of things as a woman and going through my father and all that. And I see her, and I'm proud of her every day. I feel like, and I think I'm proud of a lot of women, to be honest, because it's, yeah, like I said, I mostly have women around me. Not in that way, but you know, in a positive way, and I feel more connected to just learning from them because I think they're very. I mean, I'm sure my mom would say that she's wiser than me, I guess. But I do appreciate her, and I appreciate you, Miss Abigail. And yeah,
I love you, Caesar, and
I try.
I'm so proud of you being able to share that because it's not about the details of what your mom said. It's the way that you guys are able to communicate now.
Yeah.
And that is such a big deal. And I'm just so happy that you can acknowledge the fact that you're proud of her for making the changes and that you can acknowledge that you're proud of her for the improvements that she's made. And the fact that you can acknowledge that she's saying to you now, she's verbalizing it to you and not just expecting you to know it. And that is such a huge improvement. And it speaks to that resilience because your mom went through some stuff to get here.
Yeah.
This very point. And it wasn't easy. And you got to see the uneasy, right? You got to see the hard moment to be able to recognize why this is important.
Yeah.
So I I just want to give you like a big hug. Look, if you was next to me, Caesar, you would get it. Come on, sis, I see you.
You know, Caesar, being a mother isn't easy. Especially when I have 5 children. My oldest children are boys, right? And it's like a special bond that a mother has with their sons. I can't explain it, but that's just the way that it is, right? And the fact that you guys are communicating, the fact that you're telling your mother that you're proud of her and you see the change in her. You know, I was in tears as you were speaking because I felt your mom. I don't even know her, but I felt her, right? I know how, experiencing not being the most perfect mother, not getting it right all the time, right? Because I don't care how many books there's out there on parenting, there's nothing that really prepares you on how to be a parent, right? So we may pretend like we're wise as mothers and we know everything, right? But we don't. We're still figuring it out as we go, right? But you continue to love on your mother. Tell her that you recognize the change and that you're proud of her. That means the world to us mothers. Great job. You're being an amazing son.
Yes, baby, yes. Look, like I said, look, that's just my little heartstrings right there, because I can't say it enough, and I know you be so sick of me saying it. I'm so proud of you.
Listen, every time me and Abby speak, your name comes up. You're always in conversation, Caesar. Abigail is so proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm looking at you now and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened to my little Caesar? Like you've grown up to be this man. And I'm like, what happened? And it's like when we mentor, you guys and the individuals that come through our programs, we take you on as our own, right? So we're very proud of you.
Very, very. Oh, this is awesome. So now my next question to you guys is, what role do you believe education and mentorship play in fostering resilience among women, especially in the context of historical challenges and inequalities? I know. I want to take a screenshot of these thinking faces, because I'm loving the faces that y'all be like, ooh. I see you, Mark. I see you.
Well, first of all, putting education and inequalities together, education takes away those barriers. Having young girls study to be scientists, rocket engineers, mathematicians, breaks those barriers because, they're able to do it. And by, being able to educate women, and that has been just a very recent thing. If you look at, the whole time of history, and if you don't just look at, not the last 100 years, but if you look throughout all history, this has just been very recent. The first university actually, it's a little statistic, a little fun thing. The first university in the world in Egypt was actually founded by a woman. The first ever university. So women clearly have a vital central spot in education, and obviously it fosters confidence in women being able to take on roles maybe they wouldn't want to do before. But also it is breaking those inequality, barriers, because women are able to go into those professions that, before were seen as a man's job. And so I think that's very important. But I would like to say that the first university was founded by a woman in Egypt. That's a really cool statistic. Look into it. First official university with an actual, alma mater. But yeah, so it's awesome.
I love it. Anybody else want to share?
I could share. I'm sorry, my laptop died. So sorry, I blacked out for a second. Yeah, as far as inequalities, law is such a male-dominated field. It is so important for women attorneys to have mentors and other women who have climbed the ladder and can kind of guide us and provide those resources that we desperately need to continue to achieve in this field. And also we have amazing women who have broken glass ceilings like Michelle Obama and other attorneys that are doing such great work. But you know, as far as the field goes in regular day life, we still need women attorneys who are out there and pushing us to do better. And as far as education goes in general, I just want to say I wasn't always the strongest student. I didn't always get the best grades. And if I didn't have my mom, who was an amazing person, who only has a high school education, and sometimes that brings her down. And I always tell her she's the smartest person in the room, and she's an amazing mother. And she's the reason why I push so hard, because she constantly believed in me. And I think that's so important to have women in your life like that, because I definitely didn't believe in myself, and they pushed me in a nice way. And I'm really proud of that, and I'm really proud to be their daughter. So just shout out to my mom.
Yes, shout out mama. I love it. Caesar, Melissa.
You know, you know, my background is tech, right? We need more women in tech. And I have to do a shout out to my dad because I was 8 years old and he taught me how to build computers. My mom hated us because there were computer parts on her dining room table every Saturday, right? So she hated us. But because my dad taught me that, right? He taught me how to build computers and introduced me to tech, right? I ended up taking it in my career and I've been in tech for over 20 years, right? So, with that being said, we have to, once again, it's about volunteering, using our time to
Hey,
teach other individuals, you know, the knowledge that we have. We have to reach back. It's very important. And I have to go spiritual. You know, God doesn't bless us with certain things and knowledge for us to keep it all to ourselves, right?
say
When
that.
He blesses us with knowledge and finances, it's our job to give back to the kingdom, right? So giving back to the communities and educating those that surround us, right? So it's very important, you know, like Rushi said, you know, it's very important that we educate one another, right? On the industry gap and try to fill in those gaps one person at a time.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love another thing that I love that was brought up, and look, y'all just like hit it like spot on. Ruchi talks about her mom, right? And mom having that high school degree. And I love that you brought that up because I think this is where a lot of times some of our students get stuck is what next steps should I take and how will I be successful if I don't? And so I love that sometimes, while yes, parents, I get it. I'm not telling you not to, but I also want you to hear me when I say it. Every student don't want to go to college. And that's okay. I would much rather my son tell me he don't want to go to college than for me to put my name on a loan for him to waste those dollars for something that I dreamed of him doing that he was not ready to do. Listen to your kids. And again, I'm not saying they can't go to college. I'm just saying allow them that space to figure it out before they get stuck. Come on, Samantha. Okay, hold on, y'all. Samantha said it is time for the basket. Boom. There you have it, Samantha. Got you. So again, I love that because there are so many successful people in this world that do not have a college degree. And success is what you define it as, students. It's how you choose to define that. And that is okay. Uh-oh, I got you, Geneva. Hold on. I got you. Geneva said, hold on, cause try it now. You can unmute, Geneva. I think. Maybe. But I wanted to give that tidbit because again, I love that Ruchi brought that up, and I love how you encourage your mother and making sure that she understands that don't define who she is. She's still the smartest person in the room. She didn't need a college degree to have the knowledge that she has. Life and experience has taught her what she knows. And sometimes that's all you need when you walk into the space. Look, all those jobs that's hiring right now, guess what they're asking for? Experience. You're going to walk in with that fresh college degree, and they still going to say, where's your experience? So I love, love, love that you support your mom in that. And there are so many other people who have similar stories where their parents were not the parents that went off to college, and that's okay. But look at where you are. You lived out that dream because your mom continued to push you. And I wouldn't be sitting in this spot if it wasn't for my mama, y'all. Because listen, that woman behind the screen, yes, she on here. Hey, mama. That woman behind the screen is a pusher, okay? Listen, she pushed me to be anything that I wanted to be. And when I say anything, y'all, she told me and I took it literally. I did all the things simply because mama said, you can do whatever you want. And I took that thing to heart, and I went to try to do everything I could possibly do and then some. But I wouldn't be in the space that I'm in if it wasn't for my mother and my grandmother. My grandmother didn't have a high school degree either. But she was one of those women that was a huge humanitarian and pushed others and did the best that she could to educate others, even without having a degree. And I'm like, what better way to talk about resilience than somebody who doesn't have but continues to push others? So shout out to them mamas. Shout out to them mamas. Yes, because y'all are walking legacies. My next question to you guys is, are there specific challenges or obstacles that women have historically faced in developing and expressing resilience, and how have these barriers been addressed or overcome over time? And I know that there's so many, I know, but I really want to know, like, what sticks out to you?
You know, the first thing that stuck out to me is women in corporate, right?
Ooh.
Before, it was such a male dominance, right, with the management and things like that. And when we will voice our opinions or concerns or whatever it may be, it will be as if we as women are being emotional, right? Now that we have more women in management, more women in leadership, more CEOs, that are females, that has increased or decreased, the issues that we go through in the corporate arena, because women understand or just have a different mindset when it comes down to when another woman is voicing their opinion or their concern.
I love that you brought that one up. I'm going to tap into that one shortly. Yes, sis. Ruchi, Mark, Caesar, anything that comes to your mind?
Definitely. Oh, Ruchi, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to echo that and just say that's why I think women doctors are so important, especially in the medical field. It's a significant gap, and I think we're starting to fill that and really notice change and patient advocacy and just more representation for women. I think that's so important, and you can see a direct result of how our health, changes, how we get better care, and how we feel heard. And I think that's so important. So yeah, I think corporate medical, I think we're right on. Yeah.
And I think it all goes back to stigma and stereotypes. Whether that is cultural, where in some cultures wouldn't belong in a kitchen, whether, it's based on family, based on religion, based on your location in a certain country. There are certain, expectations and preconceived notions that people make about what the role of a woman is. And they would even go as far as putting that ideology on their children, on their girls. Fathers would, if they come from a specific household, say to their girls, they would marry them off almost as arranged marriages still exist, as in almost everywhere in the world, just not in the Western world. And we overlook that. But yes, stigma and stereotypes. Women can't do that. Women should do this. Women should take care of the kids while men work. Women should cook while men work. That is changing. Now you have families where it's dual income households. You also have families where men don't work, but women do, and men take care of children. So that is slowly going away, but this is still a huge issue, not in the Western world. Huge in Africa, in Middle East, in India, even in China. There is stigma and stereotypes. But I think that gets solved with resilience from women that we've talked about in our first question. These people that go above and beyond and are a good example of that. But also, I think through time, as was said, the more women you have in a certain field, in a certain sector, whether that's corporate, the more people realize that there's absolutely no difference there. In some cases, women actually do things a little better. In some cases. So you never know. Maybe it will be more efficient.
I love it. I love it. And I think, come on, Caesar, come on. I love it. Look, I love when I see that little hand go up. Come on, Caesar.
All right. So I just want to say from my experience, right? Of course, not saying it like that, but from my experience, for my like Mark said, the stigma of a woman has to be in the kitchen and all that. My family went through that, and my dad was very, I don't know how to say it in English, machista. Spanish is machista, but anyway, he was very controlling, and he wanted everything. She just wanted me and like my mom working. She didn't like having the phone and anything. So, but I feel like my mom has overcome that, and she did. And what I like about what she did is that she never, even on me, she always let us do not whatever we want, but she always gave us the motivation to like, actually pursue our dreams and things like that. And even though and I don't know, maybe it's because man, she's my mom, but I think that a lot of women in my life have gave me the power and not the power, but the motivation and the inspiration to keep going. And like for example, there's a lot of successful women that I know, doctors, therapists, and my sister, obviously, which my sister is very successful, I think, in my eyes, because it doesn't take much to be successful as long. Not saying that, but like in my eyes, she's what I look up to be. And my older sister is just that, and like she went to college. She didn't finish college, but because she was taking care of our family, she was helping on my mom. And that's like y'all said, it's a sisterhood because I was raised by all women, basically. And I always respected a lot of what they did to me, like what they did to help me. And yeah, I mean, they're amazing for that. And
I want to go back to something that you said, Caesar, because when you started to talk about her, and then you said, I don't want to say that that's success. It is success. Because again, success is what you define success to be. And if that was your level of success, looking at her and what she's been able to accomplish and how far she's gone, it's not about what other people define as success. Because when you think about it, people gonna say $1 million is successful.
Yeah.
But are they really happy with those $1 million? You know what I mean?
Can I say what she did? So to my eyes, she had overcame. She basically went through the experiences I have experienced, But she came up, and her mindset is so amazing that she's determined to do something, and she gets it done in less than a week. And I love that about her. And she's my sister, and I always idolize her. Like I always like I was proud of being a part of her life, and like I don't know, like um I feel like she's strong, as a woman. I think she's strong. Yeah.
I got a question for you, Caesar.
Yeah, it was good.
Have you told her?
Oh yeah, millions of times.
There we go.
I feel like I haven't always told her. That's the thing, though. I haven't always
Okay.
told her, but last couple of years I have been more open about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So proud of you. Yes.
But I mean, again, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's just the process. I mean, I don't know. I'm proud of her. She has her own family now. She's married, and for me, the success part was her having her own family and having a stable. That was all. That's that's why I see a success for her, at least. And she might have more adventures and more things to do, and I will always be proud of her for that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Come on, Caesar. Melissa, I saw your hand up, sis. Come on.
Caesar, no one grew up in a perfect household. My household was crazy, okay? But I made it through. You had a great advantage being raised around so many women, right? Because you were able to see firsthand the struggles, the hurt, maybe hear conversations you probably shouldn't have been hearing, right? And then at the same time, you were able to see the negative things on your dad, right? The things that he did and how it affected the women in your family. What this is going to do for you, and I'm going to tell you, this is going to has taught you how to treat women, how to love on women, to understand a woman, right? It also has taught you how not to be as a man, how not to be as a husband, right? How not to be as a father, right? And although we may grow up in a household that's not so perfect, because I know I didn't, but it taught me how to be a better mother, right? It taught me what to give my children on what I didn't have. So hearing your story, I'm so excited for you because I know you're going to take that negative and spin it into a positive.
Well, show. That's all we can do, man. I swear.
Literally.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate that. Thank
you. Look, y'all. Listen, I knew last month got me. Look, y'all not finna get me this month. Listen. So the last question to round out our topic, okay? So now looking towards the future, all the things that are to come, how can we continue to honor and celebrate the legacy of resilience in women's history while also addressing ongoing challenges and inequalities faced by women around the world? Look, Mark got the answer. Come on, Mark, because I saw the light bulb go off.
Well, while literally doing what we're doing now, talking about it and trying to advocate for it, that's number one. But number two, which is also going to be very funny, nonprofits and other organizations that are there to promote that, help them go volunteer. It doesn't hurt you if you spend 6 hours on Saturday once a month helping out a nonprofit. Donate. You can't donate a lot, donate $10. They don't need millions from you. They just need your support. So that's just one thing you can do from the comfort of your own home. You can donate, but also getting out there, call up your local politician. People don't know that you can literally call up your congressman and talk to them on the phone. They might make you wait for a month, but you can talk to them. No matter, your constituents' offices are in your district. Go talk to them, and advocate for it and just annoy them. Keep, pushing for it. And that's how things are done, is when people push for it. As soon as you say that, yeah, it's already good, I'm not going to do anything else, I'll let other people do it, and nothing is ever going to get done. So keep doing what we are all doing here today and maybe more.
I love it, love it, love it. Yes, Caesar, come on.
So what I can say about this question, what I can do, and I can only, you know, what I can do with my sisters, my mom, what I've been trying to do, just give them support, just give them the love that they deserve, because I feel like for my family at least, the women in my family, they don't hear it enough, and I see that with my little sister especially. She's 6, she's growing up, and I learned a lot of things from this program as well about you know boundaries and all that, and I always try to explain to her just how important it's to love yourself and just continue to strive to be the best. And I think she takes it to heart, but um sometimes I don't be saying it all the time, but sometimes I try to just give her the extra push and just give her the love she deserves. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I love that you said sometimes she takes it to heart. Sometimes we have to take it to heart. And taking it to heart, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Because
Yep.
sometimes we just need to hear it and we just need to hear the words, even when we feel like we can't hear it enough or we don't want to hear it in this moment. Sometimes we need to hear it. And so I'm glad that you are that person for those women in your family, that you're gonna give them that love and support even when they don't want it or when they shy away from it. So thank you, Caesar, for being that support system for those women that supported you.
Yeah.
You're awesome. You're so amazing. Come on, sis, because I see you. I see you. Look, she like,
A couple of things. I have to piggyback on what Mark said about the volunteering. It's something about volunteering and reaching out to the community that just does something to you. It allows you to see individuals firsthand and seeing their struggles and things like that. In 2020, our nonprofit took a pivot and we started providing food, mental health counseling, as well as resources for rent and mortgages, right? And then in turn, at the beginning of last year, we opened up a food pantry. It's amazing as you're handing out a box of food, right? And people being so thankful to receive that food. Next thing you know, I'm having a conversation with the individual, whether it was male or female, they're telling their struggles and what they're going through and me taking them to the back room just to have a conversation with them, and being that shoulder to lean on. Once again, it goes back to what I mentioned before, we have to reach out. When we're blessed, we have to bless others, right? So it's just very important that we keep the cycle going. With Caesar, what you said, Caesar, about, just the encouraging. We as women, we need that. We're good for putting on a face and appearing strong, right? But we get beat up from day to day, especially women of color. You know, we get beat up, and we have to jump hurdles that most men don't have to go through, right? And the disappointments and things like that. So we need those words of encouragement to keep us going, just to say, hey mom, hey sis, I see you. We need that. We need that encouraging words. No matter how strong we may appear, just those simple words means a lot to us.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Oh, y'all, look, this as always. Look, come on, Ruchi. I see you. Come on, sis.
No, I was just gonna add like one little thing. It's a continuous journey. You don't hit end and it's not like, okay, someone became a CEO or a manager and we're done. We're not gonna work on this anymore. It's just a continuous journey. And kind of like what everyone said, we need that continuous support.
I love the word continuous journey, because it's kind of like with everything else that we encompass, right? I think sometimes people get complacent. Okay, so the first made it in, so we good now, we done. But it don't stop there. We need more to continue to make it in, so that it becomes more of a, hey, this is now the norm and not just a fad. And I think that's where a lot of times some of the glass ceilings that we break, right, kind of get stuck, is because one made it in and people stop. And then it's like, oh, we don't need any more now because we've already met that quota. We're not quota makers, and we don't want to be just the quota. The status
Yeah.
quo, can we continue it? And let's keep going. Come on, sis. I saw your hand up. Come on.
In honor of Women's Month, right? I want to challenge everyone that's watching to 5 women this week. You may be passing by them in the supermarket or whatever it may be, and just say, "Oh my gosh, I love your hair." "Oh, look at your shoes." Compliment a woman, at least 5 women this week. I tend to do it when I'm out in public. I see another female, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, girl, I love your hair. Oh, girl, where you got that outfit from?" Or whatever it may be. Encourage a woman. So I challenge everyone, 5 women this week, encourage a woman. Yes.
I love that challenge. Y'all heard that challenge, right? And I'm gonna make it a post. So look, y'all can't act like you didn't hear this challenge. She said, encourage 5 women this week. Come on, I see hand. Caesar, then Ruchi.
I think. Well, I always wanted to say this, to be honest with you. So I want to say, and this is all props to my mom. And you can. Okay, so when I was born, and my dad wasn't around. Well, he was, but he wasn't there, and the whole process of it. But when I was born with something not wrong, but an issue happened when I was born, and my mom didn't get to see me immediately when I got, born and shit. But the thing that she told me that she did was she waited almost 6 weeks or more to see me, and my dad was never even around to even give her support and give her any type of love or any are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay, And I'm always so grateful for what she has done for me and what many women in my life have done for me, because I would say that her being there for me, well, to the fact that I'm his son, but to the fact that my dad wasn't there and I'm, his son too. But the fact of the matter is that when she told me that, I was so proud of that, because I know a lot of people who just wouldn't do that. And I know a lot of people, man and woman, mostly man, but I would say that the pain she went through raising me and all that, and it's not pain, but I did make it difficult for her. But what I'm trying to say is that there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about, just there's not a day that goes by that I don't appreciate what she did. And I really love her. That's all you can do, man. I hope I'm gonna send her this video this live when we get this finishes, because I'm I'm very much talking about her. But I really do appreciate her, and I appreciate a lot of people in my life. But that's the rock right there, man. That's my whole.
I know
reason.
That's right. Give mama her flowers while she lived.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yes. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It is, Caesar. Sometimes it's easy for people to walk away, but when they don't, it makes you appreciate them so much more.
Oh, yeah.
And I love how you honor your mother on every episode, because it's not just now in women's history. Look, if you guys have been following Talk Tuesday, and even if you're new to Talk Tuesday, I would always say you go back and watch some of these replays, because Caesar has shared and shared and shared. But one of the things that always stands out to me is how much you have shown that support to your mother. And even the support of the journey, because it wasn't an easy journey and it's never easy to talk about, but you have managed to come in, share the story, Samantha done dropped the collection plate with the money, y'all. I still got to make that photo. Sorry, Samantha, look, I'm doing it right after this live, I promise. Because see, when she dropped that plate, I'm supposed to be changing the picture. But look, I ain't did my part, y'all. So she got the collection plate with the money that I need to put up there. But I'm so in awe of every time you come in, Caesar, no matter what it is you share. The one thing that you have always made it a point to say is, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not bashing my mom. I'm not bashing my dad. I'm simply sharing my story. And I'm grateful for my journey. And like that's literally what it is. Every time you speak, you're just saying, I'm grateful for my journey. It wasn't an easy journey to get to where you are, but the way that you come about expressing it and sharing it, I really hope that it is inspiring other students, that it is inspiring all the other children that are watching these teens and the youth, and hopefully even inspiring some of the parents, because again, your mother has shared parts of her story that some parents won't share with their children. And in all honesty, it should be shared so that they can understand the steps that it took to get to today, and just the way that you've been able to show that appreciation. I hope that you do show your mom this live, because again, like every time you come on and you speak, it's always something honoring what she said. And so I thank you so much for doing that and being that spokesperson on behalf of your family. So thank you, Caesar. We're gonna give you your flowers too. Ruchi, did you have your hand? I saw another hand.
Yeah, it's a little bit unrelated, but Caesar, you're amazing. You should share this with your sister as well. I highly recommend it. I'm sure as a sister, she would love to hear that. I'm a sister, I have 2 younger brothers. But the last thing I was going to say with that continuous journey is build your bench. So if you're a student at a club, if you're volunteering with a nonprofit, make sure that you're building your bench so the legacy continues, right? You don't want it to stop. And I think building your bench is just making sure that there's someone behind you that continues that journey as well. And that goes back to mentorship. It just goes back to volunteering, and that continuous journey. So that's all I'll add to that.
Listen, y'all better come on now. See that? Look, I'm gonna fix it, Samantha. I promise. Thank you, Mark. I saw what you did there. Look, yes, I'm gonna add that collection plate on this side with the dollars inside of it, because this y'all and Samantha done dropped the flowers, y'all. So listen. I'm just this continues to fill my cup for the week, right? That's all right now, Mark. I love it. I'm here for it. This is why I love my team, y'all. This is why I love my team. But look, that teamwork makes the dream work. Thank you, Mark. I just, again, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that have shown up to pour into today's segment. And again, like, I love doing Talk Tuesdays because it just continues to fill our cup. It continues to pour that empowerment and that inspiration out there into all our young girls and women that are watching, especially in this month. Like, y'all, this segment is for you. It's for the little girl, out there that feels lost and unsure. It is for that woman that is struggling right now to understand if she's making the difference in the world or serving her purpose. It's for our lost people that don't know if they're making the right choices. And even for our young men who aren't sure if they are supporting in the right ways, or even, who to look to see if they are making those strides and making that difference. Sometimes it's your mother, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the next door neighbor. Sometimes it's the auntie. Sometimes it's the older cousin. But there is a woman out there that I'm sure somewhere in your life is making that difference for you. And sometimes it may be outside of your family too. So tell them how they've supported you. Tell them that you appreciate them. And look, y'all heard that challenge though, okay? So the challenge, again, for those of you who didn't hear it, in case somebody in the back need to hear it one more time, compliment at least 5 women this week. And whatever that compliment looks like to you, and whatever you think that woman needs to hear, share it this week. Yeah, that post gonna come out tomorrow. Y'all not gonna act like y'all missed it. It's okay. We're gonna share it. So as we wrap up our discussion, y'all, I want to leave you with a message of support and encouragement. So just remember that you are a part of a legacy of resilience, strength, and empowerment that stretches back through history. Okay, because we've got our grandparents, our older aunties, those other strong women that we have met. So whether you're a woman, a girl, an ally, know that your voice matters, your dreams are valid, and that your actions have the power to shape the future. So that being said, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Talk Tuesday. And we'll be back next week to continue this discussion and pour more into Women's History Month. And so thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you to my amazing panel for tapping in. I love y'all. I love y'all. So good night, YouTube.